Do you know that there was once a pope who died not inside the grand halls of the Vatican, but in a foreign prison, dragged across Europe by revolutionaries who wanted to erase the old world? This is the extraordinary, almost forgotten story of Pope Pius VI, the only pope in history to die as a prisoner of war. Do you know that at the dawn of the 1800s, Europe watched in disbelief as an 80-year-old pope was forced from his throne, marched in chains, and carried through the streets like a political trophy? Do you know that his fall was so shocking that many believed it marked the end of the papacy itself?
As the French Revolution ripped through Europe, it declared war on monarchs, kings, and finally, the Church itself. The Vatican, once seen as untouchable, became the next target of the rising revolutionary tide. Pius VI, a pope who had ruled for decades, suddenly found himself branded an enemy. His sin? Refusing to surrender church property and refusing to bow to the new revolutionary ideology. In 1798, French troops stormed Rome. In the dark hours before dawn, they seized the frail pope, stripping him of his temporal power and dragging him from the eternal city. The doors of the Vatican closed behind him, not as he departed in ceremony, but as a prisoner. What followed was a journey few popes or leaders of any age had ever endured. Pius VI was forced across Italy and France, shuttled from town to town, mocked by crowds, weakened by illness, yet refusing to renounce the church. Witnesses described him as a king without a kingdom, carried away like spoils of war. By the time he reached Valence, deep in revolutionary France, he was barely able to stand. Confined, isolated, and watched day and night, he became a symbol. Revered by some, hated by others, but unforgettable to all who saw him. On August 29, 1799, after months of suffering, the captive pope took his final breath. He died not in Rome, but in a small room far from home, a prisoner to the very end. The French refused him a papal burial. No grand procession, no sacred rites, just a quiet, unmarked grave for a man who once ruled a spiritual empire. But history did not forget him. Years later, after the tides of revolution shifted, Pope Pius VI's remains were finally taken back to Rome, returned to the Vatican he had been ripped away from.
His death shocked the world, but it didn't end the papacy. Instead, it became a reminder. Even in the darkest upheavals, even when kingdoms fall and armies rise, faith, like history, endures. This is the story of the Pope who would not yield, the Pope who walked his final days in chains, yet left behind a legacy that could never be imprisoned.